Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Yikakadash. Yahweh been the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah been the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, I want to get into this situation with the Maccabees and these Jehovah wickedness. They used the Maccabees in the Apocrypha for one reason, and it was to prove that the Edomites was absorbed into the so-called Jewish community. How do they word it? They say uh, absorbed by the Jews. Now we know that when you go into Genesis 36, it was many nations and many sons of Esau. See, and the what you call it, the Huronian dynasty. These individuals wasn't a part of those uh Edomites that was absorbed into the Jews. See, because the Huronian dynasty was appointed by the Roman Empire, and it was already Edomites uh that had been forced by um Hyrcanus, John Hyrcanus. He was already forced to go into uh the Jewish culture and uh obey the culture by circumcising themselves, you see, and that just was a small group that was living in the land. He forced those that was living in the land under his jurisdiction to be circumcised. But it was Edomites outside of his jurisdiction, appointed by the Roman army and the Roman government to be uh, in over Judea when the Romans took over. You see, but during the Greeks, it was a small group that was forced to be uh, that was forced to follow the Jewish laws because they was in that land or under the John Hyrcanus jurisdiction. Okay, and so, but you see, the Jehovah wickedness will go in there to try to prove that the Edomites is totally non-existent. They will use the Maccabees then, but outside of that, they'll try to tell you that the Maccabees or the book or the Apocrypha, those books are not canon, and they'll go into they got some witchcraft or whatever. They'll regurgitate some crap about some crap that Christians, the Catholics, and other Christians had came up with who wasn't even Jehovah Witnesses. They'll regurgitate their mess, you see, and try to say that the Apocrypha is not the Bible, but they want to use it when it benefits to get rid of these Edomites here, to prove that they are not Edomites, but they can't prove it. And this is in First Maccabees. It only proves that they are Edomites. Because let's go into that First Maccabees 5:3. It show you who these Grecian was, who eventually uh, was selling the Israelites. What is it? First Maccabees 5:3. It said, then Judas fought against the children of Esau and Idumea at Arathaim, because they besieged Gaal, and he gave them a great overthrow and abate their courage and took their spoil. Okay, so this is showing you that who was um Judas Maccabees fighting. Okay, let's see here. This guard. Who was he fighting? Now we know he was fighting the Greeks. The Greek military was coming after Judas and his brethren. Okay. Just trying to see if they. Okay. So let's go to Maccabees 1 to get right to it. See, verse 1 talks about Alexander the Great, the Macedonian, the first over Greece. Okay, these were the Grecians coming to fight Judas. In verse 10 it said, there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Ephesians, son of Antiochus the king, who had been a hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Okay, so this is when they took over and started to come down and besiege Jerusalem. Now, 41 tell you what they did. It say, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. Okay. And verse 50, and whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. Okay. It says, verse 53, and drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee for succor. Now that 15th day of the month of Saslu, in the 145th year, they set up an abomination of a desolation upon the altar and built idols according to the cities of Judah beside them. Okay. And this goes until they hung the infant and about their necks because the mothers was trying to still circumcise them. Okay, here go verse 4. Judas, who was called Maccabees. So they go into the history of Judas and go to talking about what Judas was doing. He was fighting against these jokers. So this is what the context was. Judas was fighting against these Grecians, Alexander the Great, the so-called white man. See, and this is who these Edomites here. And the whole wickedness, they'll go into 1MACCABEES 5:3 and try to say that, they was after the Israelites forced them to go into that Jewish law and keep them laws because they was in the land. Because they was only doing that because they was besieging the place. They had them besiege Jerusalem and try to force these people to obey their laws and not serve their laws. So all he did was he kicked them out of the land. That's all Judas Maccabees was doing. They'll go into the Maccabees and try to prove that the Edomites is done away with. Outside of that, we don't deal with the Apocrypha, and the Apocrypha is not canon, and it's not spirit. It's not what they call it, inspired of God, and all this kind of crap. But why did you dealing with it at all? But you will take an exception. When it comes to getting rid of who we really are, See, most of our governing body is a bunch of Edomites. See, once it's time to reveal who we really are, we would go into that Maccabees and say, this is the proof that the Edomites was done away with, because he after the before the Romans had came, they was forced to obey his laws when he took over the land. But the Romans came and took the land back over, and they appointed a family of the Edomites to oversee that land. And what was that land? I mean, what was that family called? The Heronian dynasty. Let's get that. Matthew chapter 2, verse 1. It says, now when Yahushua was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king. See, Herod. Let's get some more on it. 13, it said, when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise and take the young child and his mother and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word, for Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. Okay, I got a little bit of the history here. It says, during the time of Hasmonean ruler John Hyrcanus, in 104 BCE, Judah and conquered Edom. Idumean forced the Edomites to convert to Judaism. That's what they say, to Judaism. They just forced them to keep the law. They say these Edomites was gradually integrated into the Judean nation, and some of them reached high-ranking positions. In the days of Alexander Johannes, the Edomite Antipas was appointed governor of Edom. His son Antiochus, see, so 14, what was that? 10 years. That was 10 years. What was that? Was 104. So 104 and 113, Antiochus pops up on the scene. And so it's saying that he was born in 114. What it said, he died in 43, and his son took over. So Anticipator died. That's what the father, and he was the Edomite. So then it says, was the founder of the Heronian dynasty. Okay, the father of Herod the Great, according to Josephus, he was the son of Antipas and had formerly held the name. So you had, at that time, the Romans set up these Heronian dynasty Edomites over the Israelites, because the Greeks had done got kicked to the side, and the Roman government took over, which was the same Edomite. All of these peoples was Edomites, the Greeks and the Romans. That's why they call it a Greco-Roman Empire. But see, these Edomites will go into a book that they say is pretty much banned and outlawed and don't have God's name in it, and it's not inspired of God because it don't got his name in it, and it ain't to be dealt with. But they'll deal with it when it comes to them trying to prove that the so-called white man is not children of Esau. But it clearly shows that they wasn't absorbed and into the Jewish culture or the Jewish nation and just disappear and cease to exist, because the Heronian dynasty wasn't destroyed with that nation. Look what it says. It said the Heronian dynasty was a royal dynasty of Edomite descent, ruling the Heronian kingdom of Judah and the later Heronian uh, Tatar, Tatarchy uh, as a vassal state of the Roman Empire. Okay, so the Roman Empire came and destroyed that place. And Harold, they didn't come and destroy Harold because he was working for them. So how was they destroyed? And then Agrippa made it to be 100, made it to 100 AD. It was Agrippa, Heronian from the Heronian dynasty, alive in 100 AD. So how in 70 AD, 40 years later, it's still Edomites around because they telling a bold-faced lie. But you just see how they went into that Maccabees. See, why is you going into the Maccabees, first Maccabees 5 and 3? Because they know that's the 100% hardcore verse that proves that the so-called white man is Esau. But I'm going to leave it there. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, and Kakadash. Double unto the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.